Oh, wonderful. Good morning, kids. No, I'm just kidding. So it is November 14th, which means it's almost December, which means it's almost the holidays. It's almost Christmas. It's almost time for it to get super duper cold. It's almost time to play the Cheetah Girls Christmas album. I love it. You guys don't know that about me, but that is my favorite holiday album of all time. I'm ready. I'm ready for all of the decorations. I might show y'all my house a little bit. I might take a tour. We go all out when it comes to Christmas. We go all out for decorating the house during the holidays, so I will show y'all that if you want to see it. I mean, I think it's really pretty, but yeah. Okay, so today's vlog is a fun one. I'm going to be really going hard with the holiday books this year. I read a few last year, but nothing that was really that memorable that I really enjoyed. The last vlog I did, I'll insert it here somewhere, was like my holiday reading vlog. I think I liked one book and it was like decent. It was okay. I'm hoping that these are amazing and that I can rec them to you. But let's just start with the first book. So the first book I'm going to dive into for this vlog today is The Holiday Switch by Tiff Marcello. Okay, so this book follows two characters. I don't know if her name is Lila or Leela, but Lila, I'm gonna call her Lila because Lila makes sense in my brain. Lila Santos is about to experience her last winter break in high school. She's a senior, so this is really special for her. It's her last, it's her last something when it comes to high school. And of course, that means that she's expecting to have a great time, to enjoy her winter break, to do all of the things that she wants to do. But how is she going to enjoy her winter break? How is her last winter break going to be all that amazing? Thank you for asking. Actually, she is going to be working at the local inn there. It's like her little side job while she's in high school. On the other side, she's actually also an anonymous book blogger, so that's pretty freaking cool in my book. I love having influencers in my book. It's just so fun to read because that's what I do and I enjoy it. I love it. Anyway, it's just very relatable for me. So back on track here. Teddy happens to be the nephew of the boss who owns the inn and is now Lila's co-worker. The two of them, I wouldn't say are enemies, but let's just say that Lila has this like mindset of doing things her way, and her way is like the best way, and then Teddy is the complete opposite. He wants to do everything the opposite of Lila's way just because it's Lila's way. So I can imagine that would be pretty infuriating to have somebody who's only just trying to go against what you say just because you say it. But I think that would make for a great rivals to lover story. Apparently in this book, Lila and Teddy switch phones by accident, and they find out that they both are holding secrets that the other didn't know about. And so these secrets may or may not make them come closer together. It may make them become farther apart. Who knows? And yeah. So that's that one. I'm not gonna go too in depth into these next two book synopses, but just really quick, the other book I plan to read is So This Is Christmas by Tracy Andreen. So I'm not gonna go too in depth into this synopsis or the other one. This one just follows this girl Finley and this guy Arthur. They are classmates at a New England prep school. However, Finley is from Oklahoma, so she goes home and somehow Arthur is there and he ends up staying with her and her family at the inn that she, her family owned. I guess at some point Finley created this website for their inn to make this like inn seem as though they have this really amazing American Christmas experience that any visitor just can't miss. So she kind of exaggerated, I guess, what the inn does for the holidays. And she now has to basically make sure that the guests that are there experience everything that she said that they provide on their website. So I think it'll be pretty funny, and it will also have some drama between Finley's best friend, her ex-boyfriend, Arthur as well. Maybe some family drama in there too. And then the last one I have is Blame It on the Mistletoe by Beth Garrett. So this book, again, I'm very excited about. You're gonna see a theme in all of these books once I wrap up this last little introduction to the story, but again, it features things that I love. So this book follows Elle and Holly. Holly lives in Great Britain. Elle is a social media star and she's trying to find someone to switch lives with for the holidays. She wants to just shake up her life a little bit because it's kind of dull. While Holly loves Christmas, she's even more excited to switch lives with her favorite influencer, aka Elle. Elle meets a cute boy across the street of Holly's home. Holly meets Elle's twin brother, and the four of them all kind of find themselves. They might even find some love in the people that they've met in these different places, and this just seems like a ball of fun. I might actually read this book second. I was gonna read it last, but I think I'm gonna read the second because this just sounds like way too much fun. So I have like all the hope in the world for these books. They just all sound like a good time. So like I'm personally ready for it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'll see y'all in a jiffy. Okay, hi. So I'm about to actually just like really fast try to give you all a quick tour, I guess, of like our decorations in the house right now. So we're kind of just starting our decorations, so I really can't show you much. We have a little Christmas tree in our house. Hold on, let me turn on the other light. I feel like you really can't see it that well. There we go. It's kind of like tall-ish, I guess. Yeah, kind of tall. In our kitchen, we have our Christmas tree. It is not, I don't know if my mom's done yet. She hasn't put the skirt on yet, and we don't have the topper up there yet, but it is great. My mother did this tree yesterday, actually. I was busy making a painting, which I will show you later, so I didn't help her with this one, but no worries. There's a tree upstairs that we have not even started on yet, so I'm gonna help her decorate that tree. It's my favorite tree out of the ones we have. And then here we have this whole like, I don't know if I want to call it the snow scene maybe, but I did want to go ahead and my arm's getting so tired. I wanted to talk about briefly how I'm feeling so far about the holiday switch. So let me prop you guys up on something so I can do that. The holiday switch. So I'm on page 78. This book is very adorable. It's really the kind of book that I would imagine could be a Hallmark movie, but featuring teenagers or like young adults or whatever. So our main characters, one is a senior high school, the other is a freshman in college. This I think is going to be a great book. I think I'm going to actually give it 5 stars probably. I'm really having a good time. So the one thing I want to talk about and I want to highlight with this story is the setting. This entire town this town's called Holly. So everything about the city or the town is very much Christmas related, very much holiday related. There's just like Christmas cheer everywhere. So the inn that Lila works at is famous because of its depiction of the movie The Holiday by the Lake. Holiday by the Lake. The movie was actually filmed at the inn, and there are all these little like trademark places that had all these big moments in the movie that a lot of tourists come to see specifically. So this is a big tourist attraction. Lila now has to share this space that she's been working in for years now with Teddy, and he's just very unhappy when he's there, and he doesn't do things the way that Lila wants them to be done. So she's struggling with trying to remain calm with him because he is the boss's nephew, but the setting is wonderful. Lila's dad, for example, owns a gift wrapping shop called That's a Wrap. That's so cute. There's another shop called is it Jolly's Cupcakes or something like that? I can't remember the exact name, but all of these different stores and different shops all have some kind of Christmas theme to them. So I personally love that special touch. I think it's so wonderfully done. It's so cheesy. It's so corny. And me personally, I love that. Even though I'm almost halfway in the book, there hasn't been this huge emphasis on the romance between Lila and Teddy. It's really been about Lila and her dream. So Lila's background a little bit, she wants to go to Syracuse. However, it's not cheap to go to school there. I think what I'm loving about the whole discussion surrounding tuition in this book is so realistic because most people can't actually afford college. I took out loans. I took out loans for undergrad. I took out loans for my master's program. I'm borrowing money. That's how I was able to go to school. Most people can't actually afford school out of pocket and not still struggle. So I like that it's not glossing over the fact that that's a real concern for many people at 18 who are going to college. How the heck am I going to pay for this stuff? It's not a conversation that you see a lot in books where kids are going off to college. It's kind of just like not a big deal. Like it's not even, it doesn't exist, but yet it does exist. So I enjoyed that reality aspect of the story. Lila is a book blogger, so we get a lot of emphasis on her blog. We get to read her posts. It's just super relatable in that sense because we're all readers here. We all have TBRs. We've all experienced a book hangover or 3 or 4. But yeah, like, oh, it's so freaking cute. I don't know, a book that leaves me smiling like this, I just think it's gonna be fantastic. And then Teddy, you know, Teddy has secrets. And now that Lila and Teddy have switched phones by accident, his secrets are not necessarily coming to light, but the fact that he has a secret is. I don't know what his secret will be, but I do enjoy the fact that Teddy is kind of this mysterious person who is only here for a short amount of time and doesn't really want to be in the shop. And I think him and his aunt have a very, I don't want to say estranged, but maybe interesting relationship. We haven't gotten into that yet, but I am hoping that we dive dive into that a little bit in the future. It's fun. It's very modern. It's definitely timely because it's, you know, it's the holiday season. I just feel like there's a lot of balance in this story, and that's always a nice touch. I don't like to have too much of any one thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go keep reading. It's actually almost 5 o'clock, I think. 4:30 maybe. I have no idea what time it is actually. So my parents are gonna be home soon with dinner. I'm gonna eat in a little bit, maybe watch some TV with them, hang out, maybe watch a movie, decorate some more, and then keep reading throughout the night. Yeah. All right. So I'm obviously cheesing very hard right now. First and foremost, I just want to say that I can't help myself. I love this time of the year. I love it. Like, when I think about this time of the year, of course, I kind of wish I lived in a Hallmark movie, you know? I wish I was living in like a city like New York and I was walking down the street in a cute little like pea coat with some cute boots and jeans and like a cute sweater, hand in hand with someone, just enjoying the lights and the decorations and just the music and the people and just the experience of wintertime up north. I can see it now. I can see my future now. It's beautiful. Okay, anyway, I just finished the holiday switch. This story was perfect. I gave it 5 stars if you're wondering. I loved the main characters. Teddy and Lila were just so nicely written. They were so separate. There was no infusing these two together. Like, even though they were together by the end of the book, there was just no like 2 paths diverging into one. Shout out to Robert Frost, you know what I mean? Like, it was definitely a story about Teddy, a story about Lila. And then in the end, they came together, but it was really never a story about the two of them together. My favorite thing, though, was just the way that both of them harbored, like, a secret that they ended up confiding in each other about, which I loved. So it showed trust. It showed that over time, you know, getting to know someone, you learn to trust them. With that trust came the ability to kind of talk through these big life-changing decisions that they're making. Lila is deciding, do I really want to go to med school? Is that what I want, or do I want to be a writer? Do I want to see what I can do with my book blog? And then with Teddy, you know, he has this thing that he loves, but it's gotten him hurt a couple of times. So his parents were like, you're done. But Teddy loves it, and he's in college. He's an adult now, and he wants to have that freedom to choose what's enough for him. When is enough enough? Even though it may cause him to get hurt, it also may not, but he loves what he's doing. I just love the autonomy for each character in this book. If you want a light holiday read that incorporates holiday cheer, a huge family dynamic, friendship even between the 2 love interests, I mean, it was just perfect. And it was so realistic. They did not know each other for that long to be like in love, but their romance built off of this friendship, this connection, this bond that they shared. It just felt so real, and it felt so nice, and it was light, and it was fluffy, and it was funny, and it was cute. I love Lila and Teddy. I love their family. And obviously, as a book vlogger and a book reviewer and just a reader in general, the reviews were really fun to read. I actually really enjoyed that the author kind of let us see a glimpse into Lila's book blog. Like, that was really cool, because it could have just been like, oh yeah, she reads books, she does reviews. But we don't know books she reads, we don't know how she reviews her books, and it was just really a nice touch into who Lila is and just her love for reading, and just being able to read her reviews was a fun little touch to this book. So okay, so initially I think I said in the beginning of my vlog I was gonna read this book next, Change of Plans. I watched The Holiday yesterday, so this whole idea of like switcheroos is really making me want to read Blame It on the Mistletoe. This is another book that incorporates social media. She's an influencer, one of the main characters is, so this should be fun. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, bye. Hello. Okay, so first of all, it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. Today was very long. I had a very long day at work. I had a long morning. Oh, I am tired, y'all. But I did want to get to at least page 100 in this book, and I did. I got to page 104, which happened to be at a chapter break, which was nice. Initially, I was not feeling this book. Like, the first 20 pages, I was like, this is so cringy. I don't like this. But I pushed through. I pushed through, and I'm glad that I did. So because the main characters are Elle and Holly, Elle is like a social media influencer. So since Elle is an influencer on social media, specifically Instagram, and then Holly is, I don't want to say obsessed, but like she's a big fan of Elle's. A lot of what is discussed in the story so far has to do with social media. Just like the modern day discussion about the internet, which even though it's like cringy to read, it's not unusual. I think about the conversations I have on a day-to-day basis with my family, with my friends, more than once a day. Instagram will come up, Twitter will come up. Either I'm sending them a meme or a video, or I'm talking to my friends about social media. So it's like, it's always in conversation. So to read it in this book, it's not, I say cringy because it's like weird, I guess, to see like @ names in a book, because it's not something I typically see, but it's not unusual. So I've gotten past it actually. But this is definitely like inspired by the holiday, with the whole holiday switch thing. You do get more details in terms of how the switch actually happens, because in my mind I'm thinking, what parent's gonna let their 16-year-old switch with a complete stranger? They're not complete, like they're complete strangers, but their families have a little bit of history. So like that was fun to see. It took me a minute to get into it, but now that I'm into it, I'm pretty into it. At this point, we do know that Holly is getting over her ex, so she's really using this time, this little switch, to kind of get over him. Same with Elle. Elle, actually, I really am enjoying the conversation around Elle, mostly because Elle has experienced some trolling on her Instagram account, her old account that she has since shut down, and she realized that the trolling came from someone close to her. Now, I never had someone troll me that was close to me, thank God, because that would just be a mess. Yeah, I know what it's like to be on the receiving end of not great comments, to get really weird DMs, to get rude DMs. It kind of comes with the territory, unfortunately. Like, it takes some really thick skin. So reading this from Elle, a 16-year-old girl, by the way, I couldn't imagine. Like, that didn't happen to me at 16. I wasn't an influencer at 16, you know? So it's interesting to see how the 16-year-old in this book handles social media and how she navigates it when she has trolls. She doesn't like it. It makes her feel very insecure. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I've always felt great about myself when someone comments about how I look in a video or how I talk in a video. And a lot of you don't know, but I do this thing called cluttering. If you don't know what it is, Google it. But I'll cut off certain parts of the word. Like, it's a lot, but it's been that way for years, since I was a child. And yeah, so like, I know what it's like to have somebody kind of comment on an insecurity of yours. Whether they know it or not isn't the point. Sometimes people are just really rude. It's nice to see that in this book. Her social media life isn't perfect, but her mother is British, so she grew up in this really cute, quaint town, and she's going there, which is where Holly lives, and Holly is British. She was born and raised there. I'm not certain whether or not Elle was actually born in the UK. I do know that she lived there until she was 4, and then she moved to the States. So maybe she was born there, maybe she wasn't, but either way, she doesn't really have a lot of experience or memories from living in the UK, so it's gonna be nice to see her go there. The first 20 pages though were a little bit rocky. Word to Balboa, I'm just saying. They were a bit rocky, but we're getting somewhere now. The story's progressing a bit, and it's kind of fun. I mean, so far, so good. So I'm rambling now. I'm going to bed. Good night. I did want to show you guys our Christmas tree that's downstairs though. So hold on a second. Okay, so here is our tree, one of many, and then we have our fire. I feel like it's kind of dark in here though. Hold on. I don't think that made it much better, but there's our fire. Let me just turn it like this. This is just not, here we go. Okay, our fireplace is complete. Still doing some decorating, but yeah. And then I can show you the tree I was working on with my mom upstairs the other day. Also not done yet, but not completely done decorating yet. But this is the other tree I was working on with my mom in the vlog, earlier in the vlog. So yeah, here we are. We made it to the end. Yeah, it was fun. So I finished Blame It on the Mistletoe last night. Let me just knock out, like, I guess the cons. So what I was seeing in the beginning of this book, particularly because Elle's an influencer on Instagram, it was a lot of Instagram lingo. Obviously, I get it, because like I'm also on Instagram, so I do understand that. That part I could get past. The part I did get past. One thing I didn't get past even toward the end is some of the writing in this book. So it actually really picked up in terms of how the story was being told. At first it felt very like text Like that doesn't make sense. What am I trying to say? As I was reading this book, I felt like I was reading a conversation between friends and someone's phone. I'm not a huge fan of acronyms in a book because you're assuming that your reader understands what that means. There were some acronyms in here that were not a part of like the actual dialogue between two characters, nor were they in a text message, because there are some text messages that we see in this book. They were just simply in the writing. And I felt like they were just a little bit out of place. Like it just felt a little bit wonky to me to have that in the book. And it depends on what you like in your stories. Some people would read that and think it's fun. Others, like myself, would be like, I could get through it. Obviously I did, but I'd prefer it not to be there. So it just depends on what spectrum you fall on. You might really enjoy it because it's a good time. It's kind of funky and fresh and fun. Others may be like, this is kind of cringy because nobody really talks like this verbally. Like you text like that, I'm sure, but you don't talk like that. You don't talk that way. So it's like, you know, toss up. Over time, as I got further into the story, I saw less and less of it, so I was glad for that. Outside of that though, this book was very entertaining. My favorite parts obviously were the influencer aspect, but romance was also very fun. Both our main characters, Elle and Holly, fell in love with someone in the end, in opposite sides of the world, and it was just a jolly of a good time. I think the best part was having such imperfect characters. Holly, Elle, Elle's brother Nick, the three of them had a lot to deal with on the inside, like for themselves and also with each other. Elle and Nick especially, their relationship was a nice little extra layer to the story because they have some tension between them and they're twins. And it was just nice to see conflict amongst different people, not just a love interest. But overall, both of these books were just so fantastic and I would absolutely recommend them both for the holidays if you want something fun, a pick-me-up. Go for these. So yeah, it was nice. That's the end of this vlog. I'm gonna wrap it up like a present and gift this to you. I hope that you enjoyed this vlog. It is the first of many holiday videos to come between now and January. I have many more holiday themed videos coming up, so stick around, stay tuned. You do not want to miss it. All right, I'll see you next time. All right.